Welcome to Strive305, everyone. My name is Tico Casamayor. This is Irvans Augustin, my co-host. And as you can see, we have today the famous Alina Garcia, Supervisor of Elections. All right, this is a critical, very important podcast that we need to hear. I'm going to talk as little as possible because, you know, Irvans does all.
Possible?
I'm going to do my best, Irvans, because I know what you're saying. I can't shut up. Look, I even got my phone. I'm going to read my little things. I'm going to be quiet because we want to hear from Alina as much as possible. And she has a spectacular history. I was going to read you all that too, but I'm not going to because, again, then it's all about me. And I know my best friend's here watching. I don't want him telling everybody that I made this podcast all about me.
I think he already knows. It's okay.
All right, let me just get the quick thank yous out of the way. We got to thank our Mayor, Levin Cava, for the Strive305 initiative. I just dropped my ball. For the Strive305 initiative, thanks to her, this exists, and this is why it's up.
The flex ball.
Our Mayor, Manny
C. You should get that checked. You shouldn't drop balls on the table.
Thank you, Wells Fargo, for their support for the website and getting it all going. And, of course, thank you to our boys, Grant Miller, Michael Miller, for Community News, for hosting us here. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
Yes,
okay, Alina. Like I said, I'm not going to do too much, but tell us everything about you. Tell us about your Hialeah beginnings.
That's no pressure.
Tell us about the school, everything.
Read the intro about her. I think she has a really
No. I want you guys to do it because I want to. She's incredible. And can I tell everybody how we met? There we go. Can I tell everybody how we met?
How did you meet?
All right, this is what was happening. I was at a Sergio's Cafe, one of those little Sergio's restaurants.
Right.
And I was hosting something. I don't know if it was a ribbon cutting or if I was giving a proclamation, a chamber event, something. And everybody's in there and we're doing the speeches. We do speeches and then I do my little talking, introduce the famous people, and we were done with that. And then I was finishing up and then Alina walks in. And I go, oh, so I freaked out because I had never met you before. And she's like, oh my God, that's the future supervisor of elections. She was campaigning at the time. So I stopped the whole show and I had you come up and speak. And it was reported by Mar Gomez, my good friend Las Solis, all the guys that are here. Yeah. They all told me if it wasn't for that moment, she would not have won the election. So the reason that she is here with us today is thanks to me and coffee and Sergio's coffee. Yes. So that's my story. I'll pass it on to you, Irvans. Do your thing. Please go. I'll just pepper in my color commentary every once in a while.
Is that his version or do you stick with his version?
Well, it's whatever works.
Whatever works. We're happy you're here. And actually, but I did take a real brief look at some of your career, and people don't realize like what it takes to get to where you're at. Like coming, like immigrant, the typical immigrant story. Come here to the U.S. and then you evolve and you grow, and start go into business and go into politics, and then now you're a supervisor of elections, and it's actually just. I'm trying to connect different dots in my head right now, but because there's so many different questions I want to ask you. But like for you, like from all the things from your past and from your background, what do you pull from in this specific role? Mm-hmm. Like because you've done so many different things that you use like day to day now as part of the elections.
Well, for me, it's a great honor and privilege to be the supervisor of elections to Miami-Dade County. We have 1.6 million voters, and I was born in Cuba, and my parents brought me to the States when I was 3 years old. So I know the difference between living in a democracy and living in a non-democracy. And it's very important. Voting is super important. It's the cornerstone of our democracy and of our freedoms. It's, I'm amazed that sometimes people don't come out to vote, We have an election coming up now, November 4th, for 5 different municipalities for Miami, Miami Beach, Hialeah, Homestead, and Surfside.
Homestead.
Yeah, we have all the elections. Miami Beach, and Hialeah. We're going to be electing a mayor and commissioners, and there's ballot questions on there. And then for Homestead, we have commissioners and ballot questions, and for Surfside, it's only questions. But the government closest to you is the one that most affects you.
Right.
It's the one that tells you, where the light goes, where the stop sign goes, the firefighters, the police, all of that, the parks, all of those things that are so important in our lives.
Yeah,
if you're going to have a fence, can it be made out of chain link? Does it have to be a wooden fence? All of those things, municipal governments, and for businesses, municipal governments and the people that are going to be running, you need to ensure that those people are pro-business, that they help businesses instead of, weighing them down with extra regulations and extra. So it's very important. And, I've been involved in government for the last 30 years. I've worked for a lot of elected officials. I was an elected Florida House of Representatives.
That's right.
Yes, for 2 years. I was very proud of my time there. I wasn't sure that I wanted to move yet, but for the first time, we had an election with the 5 constitutional officers. This last election in 2024. In November 2024, we swore in January of 2025, and it was. It's a great opportunity, and it's wonderful. I just love running elections. I'm making sure that everybody's voice is heard and that everything runs with transparency and with security, and everything is safe, and that we educate people and explain to them, Miami-Dade County is unique in so many ways, and we have a lot of people that are not used to voting in their countries, and they come here and they become U.S. citizens, and you have to teach them, you have to educate them, and also our youth, we go out to all the different high schools, and you can register to vote at the age of 16. You can't vote until you turn 18, but we can go to the high schools, and we're doing that. We go to all the swearing-in ceremonies and try to register as many people as possible, and if not, give them the information so that they could do it themselves. So it's great work, and it's I have 11 grandkids. 11 grandkids. I'm very blessed.
I knew that.
Very blessed.
I did not.
I told you, I did all my research. I just forgot to bring it.
They range from the age of 7 to 21. I'm very blessed, and I want to ensure that my grandkids still have a democracy, a thriving democracy, as we do, and that they live in the best country in the world. And through elections, all of that is possible.
Yeah. No, that is crazy. 11. Wow. That's.
I have 3 children, and my 3 children have given me 11 grandkids.
No,
and I also have grand doggies. I have, let's see, 6 grand. No, yeah, 2, 4.
You're counting grandkids?
Yeah, I have 7 grand doggies. 7 grand doggies. Yes. Yeah, the one with the 5 children, she has 3 dogs, and then the other 2 have 2 dogs. So, and it's wonderful. I have a beautiful family, and I'm very blessed. God has blessed me in many, many ways, and I love the job that we're doing now. We also have new equipment that we're going to be using for the first time during this November 4th election.
What type of new equipment?
Well, in the state of Florida, we vote on paper.
Yes.
Okay, but you put it through the machines to count, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the machines that you put it through now, they're going to be able to capture the image, which is very good because there's more checks and balances, right?
Right.
Because now when you vote, your ballot goes in the machine, and we capture that ballot, and so we have the picture and we have the paper ballot that we could always go back to. So that makes it more secure.
You just have a backup option, so you can. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And like Tico was saying, as part of what we do here at Strive305, it is really around small businesses. What is it that you wish small businesses really understood more about the election?
Well, it's important that small businesses make sure that they're people that work for them, that everybody goes out to vote, that they go out to vote, that they find out who's running, right?
Right.
Because as I said previously, if you get somebody that's running for mayor who is not, does not have a mentality to help businesses, it's not a good thing, right? It's not a good thing. You don't want people that over-regulate. You don't want people that... So you do your homework and you make sure that everybody goes out to vote, right?
So it's not just for individuals, but small businesses themselves as well.
Understanding
those.
I can add to that because I had a question regarding that.
Okay.
As you know, my business since 1972 has been in Hialeah, same place, Hialeah. But I did what every typical Hialeah boy does. I went to the place with the tie, Miami Lakes. So I now live in Hialeah with Cobata, but I can't vote in Hialeah. So as a small business owner, what I really care about is what's going on in Hialeah. So you mentioned having your employees that do live in Hialeah, making sure they know who to vote for. What else?
Well, not everyone has to do their own homework, but you can tell them, listen, this guy is, or this girl is really good because they support businesses, they support small businesses.
So I can't tell them, you vote for this person or you're fired? No. That's not allowed? All right. Because I was figuring out how I want to see their ballot before they submit it, and I want to...
No,
so I can't
none of that. None of that.
Just check.
Can't do any of that.
Okay.
But it's important that you give them time so that they go out and vote. And if you have a candidate that you know is pro-business, you tell them, hey, so-and-so is pro-business because this. You can help them, and you can give them your opinion, but it's up to them to go vote.
Or if you have employees who want to volunteer to go participate, because I did that once before in another job.
We're always looking for poll workers.
Yeah.
Poll workers, it's actually 2
poll
days.
Workers.
Poll workers.
Not poll dancers.
Not poll dancers, poll workers. Poll workers. On election day, we need a lot of poll workers because, we have...
So I can send you my team.
Yeah, absolutely. For the, we're already recruiting for not this November, but next November when we have the midterm elections.
Yeah,
because there's a lot more people vested in this thing.
County-wide, the whole county will be voting. And this election's in November.
All politics is local, and we always forget about that. Yeah. And everyone just, like one of your colleagues was saying earlier, like, everyone always thinks about the president and, or the governor, but it's your local mayor and your local commissioner.
That's what decides everything.
So Miami Beach already started, everybody started voting because we mailed out the vote by mail ballots October 6th. So if you have your ballot at home, please send it in or bring it to an early voting site. Today started the early voting for Miami Beach. City of Miami is going to start next week. They all have different, the different municipalities have different times and places. So you can go to votemiamidade.gov and there you will find all that information, or you can go to the municipality and get that information also. But today, early voting started for Miami Beach. So don't wait until the last minute. Go vote.
Okay, and how about, I'll ask you another question that you're not going to answer because you're not allowed to, but if you want to tell me later, you can. Because you're a Hialeah girl, I'm a Hialeah guy. Who do I vote for mayor in Hialeah?
We have
there's a lot of choices.
How many people are running?
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
5, I think, 5 or 6.
But that's why you have to do your homework. You need to do your homework and find out what's 13. Important.
Beautiful point. Okay, beautiful, right? You just said you got to do your homework.
Exactly.
Teach me so that all my friends out there can learn how. How do we do our homework? What do we do that you could to research these people and find out what's the best thing for us?
Well, you're going to be getting mail, right? But the mail is something that the people that are running for that office, they're telling you that.
Right.
So you can go online.
I know, that's what I do. I send out mails.
You can go online and get more information about each of the candidates.
Do you recommend any particular websites that people should check out?
No, you just Google the name.
Get a search.
Just Google the name,
Okay.
Google the name.
Debates. Go to the debates, maybe.
Yeah, the debates are good.
Town halls. Some of them do town halls, right, where you could ask your own questions. Yeah. So go to your town halls. Go and watch the debates.
Or speak to the people that are candidates. A lot of them have information where you can call them and talk to them directly.
Yeah, and they go to your homes, but it really is not that easy. It sounds simple to be able to do your research. But if you're out there, you're going to see them. But if you're working 9 to 5 or even 12 hours like most people work, you're not going to see them. You can't find them. You can't, to do the research is not that easy. And then a lot of research is manipulated, to point to whoever it is that the certain people want. So it's hard to do.
Well, but some people have a history, Some people have a history, and you know what their history is. Some people, the newcomers, it's harder.
That's what you do. What do you do with the newcomers?
It's harder to...
Because you get fresh ones. It's funny because I'm not going to say
but
where.
But everybody should have a website. Everybody that's a serious candidate should have a website where you can go and read about them, and find out, what did they do in a previous life? Were they, what kind of family they have, where they went to school.
But as far as that point, though, like, research doesn't do it before. I think a lot of times we just wait till the last minute.
No, you can't wait till the last minute. You have to do it before.
In the case that I'm talking about, you have a very, very young Harvard grad, right? Ooh, great schooling, but very young, no experience. You have a pre-existing mayor, but also a little experience. You have a councilman that's been there forever. You have a YouTuber, like a famous YouTuber with thousands, tons of followers. Funny enough, I ran into this person. I'm not going to say who anybody is, but I ran into him, and he, in the middle of eating, got up to come and say hello and take a picture and put it. And next thing you know, I went viral because of it. So the viral person, I'm going, ooh, wow, he has a good chance. spot. Are those
So you're
voters
running
local
for mayor-
voters?
Are you running for
Are
mayor
those
now in
followers?
Hialeah?
No.
He can because he lives in Miami Lakes where they have the ties.
See, that's why.
But I do have a good friend that her and I know very well, Pedro Fiallo, that keeps telling everybody that I'm going to be the first to turn Miami Lakes, Hialeah, and county all into one mayorship and be the mayor for all of it. But that's never going to happen.
Good luck with
Don't worry about that. But if I do, then I got an in because I know the supervisor of elections.
Fiallo's a great guy.
Oh,
Fiallo's
he's
a
the
wonderful
best.
guy.
He's the perfect example of he's retired, Army vet, but he's out there grinding
All
and
the
pushing
time.
and grinding and pushing with trembling and the whole thing. He's out there doing and pushing and telling you who he thinks is best and helping those that he likes. And so you could always do something even when you're done, if you're retired and it doesn't really matter anymore. But
It's
he's out
important
there.
to be involved in the community. It's very important, and it's rewarding. When you help someone, you feel good.
But the also crazy thing is you get young people involved because they're going to college and they're very and they want to be part of it, and then you've got the retired people involved because they have the time. It's the ones in the middle that you have to really push to get involved, to do work, to vote, because they're like, I don't know. It happens to me. I go, I can't.
That's why we have such low voter
I got
turnout.
my
That's why
ballot
we
in
have
November
vote
last
by
time.
mail. If you
But I
have
did. I didn't know what I was looking at. It was crazy.
If you have a very but if you have it at home, then you have a little bit of time to check it out and make sure that.
I did. I called my district commissioner for help. I called my father-in-law for help. I called Pedro Fiallo to help me pick all my people because they know more than I do. I guess that's another way to do it,
That's
right?
the way
You
to
research
do
with
it.
people I
You can also
know.
do it, of
Connect with
course.
people you
Yeah.
know.
People that you respect.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm
You could
just.
also read the community newspapers. They actually do a lot of write-ups on different things. The Herald, community news.
The
and other
community
locals,
news is
they
very
do-
good.
They do write-ups on
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
different candidates. and
Are you
stuff like
basically
that.
telling me to go to Grant Miller and ask him for his advice? Is what you're saying? Grant and Michael
Grant's
Miller.
going to be upset that you don't already read his newspaper. I'm just saying.
No,
you
I read. What are you talking about? I write a story in his newspaper. Of course, I read his newspaper.
You write a story,
But
but
he
you
has-
didn't read it?
Funny enough, you think because he's like hyper and crazy, but nobody likes hyper crazy people. But he's the most knowledgeable person I know. Everybody he gets next to, he has tons of information
Because he gets
to
out
talk
to
to
the
him.
community.
Yeah.
He does his research.
All right, fine. I'll just give him my ballot and I'll let him do it for me.
No.
Not allowed either.
No, everyone
Not
has to do
recommended.
their own ballot. You have to do your own ballot, and then you close your envelope, you sign it, and you mail it in. Don't give your ballots to anyone.
supposed to
No.
make her job easy.
Yes,
Make
yes,
her job
yes.
We're
easy.
teaching the people what to do. The only way we're going to teach them is if they see me doing wrong things and her correcting me.
I don't know if that works, though.
They got to know that's how else. They're not going to listen unless they see me getting abused. Trust me, it works. That's what I live
Don't
for.
give your ballot to anyone. You can give your ballot to your son, to your sister. They can go turn it in for you or take it to the post office. But don't give your ballots to strangers, please.
No, I agree 100%. I do the
That's the way.
ballot.
That's why vote by mail has such a bad
Reputation.
rap. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in Florida, we don't have a universal ballot like they do in other states. In Florida,
Right.
if you want to vote by mail, you need to request it. And when you request it, we check the signature, or if you call it in, we check your information. So it's very, very safe and secure to vote by mail. So the last day to request a vote by mail ballot is the 23rd. Today's the 20th. So if
God,
you
there's
want to
only
vote
3
by
days
mail,
left.
make sure you do it and do it today. You can go online. Our website is votemiamidade.gov, and you can even see your ballot. You can put in your information, and we'll show you your ballot so that you know exactly what it is that you're going to vote on
Yeah.
when you go vote.
I've done that several times before.
Yeah.
And actually, that's a good place to start. That's where I've started my research sometimes, where I didn't know who was on the ballot, who was running. I went there,
And did research on
identified
it,
the candidates, and then started from there.
Yeah.
And it's not easy, but there is information out there.
Yeah, and it's
like anything else,
critically,
take the
but it's
effort.
critically important too. So it's not
Yeah.
something that you're.
Like this, how low was the voter turnout for the city of Miami? I forgot. I should have looked this up.
Oh, for the new commissioner for Rosado, I think
Well,
we
just
had
on
like
average,
I think
for
we had like
voter
a
turnout.
around a 12% turnout
And that's
for that
pretty high
commission
for the
seat.
city of Miami.
for that commission
Because
seat.
they're usually
No,
way worse.
smaller 8, maybe 8. I'm not
Yeah.
100% sure, but it was a small It was a small
And
turnout.
every vote counts, and in particular
Absolutely.
race,
Absolutely. And, we're going to have
won by less
runoffs.
than 50 votes.
Yeah.
Because
Town of
we have
Miami-Dade
so
is
many,
embarrassingly
because
low.
we have so many people on the ballots, we're going to have runoffs, and the runoff, the last day to vote, will be December 9th.
December 9th.
So it's important that you not only vote in this
And
election,
referring
but
to
if
the
there's
city
a
of Miami right now.
City of Miami, City of Miami Beach, they will probably have
They'll all go to
runoffs.
runoffs.
Can I ask you a dumb question?
No question is dumb.
Well, you're not. You haven't heard my questions yet.
I was about to say,
wait
give
till
him a
you get
minute.
my question. Runoffs. How does that work? Because I heard, we're going to go into a runoff. How does the runoff work?
Well, in order to get elected, you have to have 50% of the vote plus one,
Plus one, okay.
right? And when you have so many candidates, it's very difficult to get there, to the 50% plus one. Especially
Because
when you
it's all
have
being diluted.
candidates
I got
that, there are names that people know, right? If you have one candidate that is known and everybody else is unknown, you have a probability of not having to go to a runoff. But when you have names that people recognize and know and they have a trajectory, it's usually you're gonna have a runoff. So if we have to go to a runoff, it will be December 9th. And we probably will have for City of Miami
has
Beach,
13
City of
people.
Miami, and Hialeah. It
Hialeah
will
too?
probably, yes.
Yeah.
How many people do we have for mayor in Hialeah?
Yeah, you're right.
And all of them there's several of them are very well known, and then other ones just have a large following. So it's just math. When you
Yeah.
got too many people,
It's math, yeah.
it gets diluted down.
Don't worry, everybody. I'm going to tell you who to vote for because Alina slipped me a piece of paper underneath and who to vote for every single
No,
place. So I'll put that
no.
out there on the world for you.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Tico, behave yourself.
Can I share more inside information on your office?
Of course.
Okay, very good. Her office is good because they have at least 3 people that are good friends of mine working there. And she's been taking all the good people that I know all over
work in your office?
Am I lying?
No, you're
No,
not.
one of
You're
them is
not.
right there, and another one is right there. And one of my best friends, I knew him before I knew Dr.
So they're
Fab, who's
good
sitting there.
people Despite you.
Despite me, yeah. I don't think they put on their resume that they know me
It's not
until after.
recommended.
But yes, so I know that she's filling that office with power people. The only smart one she didn't pick to go there was me. She hasn't hired me, but let's see, maybe we'll get an offer after this. Pero so I guarantee that whatever they're doing is 100% legit and great because of those people, these people that I'm talking about.
If you can spell pole.
Pole?
Which pole?
DANCER?
No.
Relax. No, I wouldn't do that to her. It'll ruin her reputation. Okay, tell me. All right, anything else? Because we're running out of time, and I don't want to get screamed at.
No. Tell us the website where people can go find out information.
You can go to votemiamidade.gov or you can call us at 305-499-8683, 305-499-VOTE. And get more information. We're located in Doral at 2700 Northwest 87th Avenue, and we also have a branch office. We reopened the office at the Stephen P. Clark building.
Oh, nice.
So we have an office there. If you have any questions, please give us a call. We're there to help.
You take visitors too, and
We take visitors too, and we
Visitors
do
and tours?
we do
Yeah.
tours and.
I asked because we're
Yeah.
getting a tour pretty soon, but I didn't know if that was
Yeah.
just special to me or if it's everybody can get a tour. No, for real, seriously.
Yeah, well, it's special to you, Tico. It's special to you.
It's always special.
No, but if
There'll be extra security when I.
Yeah. We're going to have extra security. We don't want you slipping any papers to anyone or leaving anything behind, Yeah.
Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much
and
for
thank
having
you for all
us.
your service.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
So we're done.
I think so.
Oh, well, you heard it, everybody. Thank you very much. What did you get from this? Vote. If you can't vote where you're going to vote, tell your employees or your people, tell them who to vote for, and if not, fire them. Right?
No!
No. Tell them to vote. If not, fire them. But you let them pick who to vote for.
You don't fire anyone. We live in a democracy. We live in the greatest country in the world, and it's a choice. It's a choice that we should make. It's our civic duty to vote, but we're not firing
Yes,
anybody.
but please, the percentages of people voting is embarrassing. Let's fix
It is
that this
real.
time so that I can take the credit for took the credit for her being the supervisor elections. If our numbers all raise, they all go up, you're going to know. Right, the percentages. We're going to come back. We're going to do a podcast, and she's going to say, "Thanks to this podcast, all our numbers went up." Thank you,
Yes.
Tico, for getting our numbers up.
And just
all right,
for the record,
do it for me.
Poll is spelled P-O-L-L.
Thank you.
It's the correct poll worker. Just
Yes,
people
thank you.
don't get confused.
And if you want to be a poll worker, come on down. You get to get a tour and everything. All right, thank you, everybody. That's it. Strive305 podcast. Irvans, Augustin, Tico Casamayor, your two hosts with the most, right? He's the good-looking one. I'm the one that protects him from all the women. Thank you again. See you on the next one. Anthony, you let me know when we're done so I can stop talking.